Okay. Hi, my name is Melinda Camarillo. I'm a math instructor at the Trans Mountain campus, and I'll be discussing my research project today. I'm working on integrating mathematics into introductory biology. First off, I just wanted to let you guys know how I got started. Myself and Dr. Violeta Chavez went to a quality education for minorities workshop back in December of 2012 on the integration of math and science courses. The purpose of this workshop is to encourage students to study in the STEM field, science, technology, engineering, and math. And the way that they were going about it at this workshop was, again, to have instructors integrate their courses. At this workshop, we met some professors from NMSU who were also working on this project. They were integrating some of their math and science courses. They actually have a math biology program. So we met them at this workshop, and that led to a collaboration on a grant. We wrote and we received a National Science Foundation CHOOSE grant, which is a Transforming Undergraduate Education in STEM Field grant. Again, NMSU, some instructors at NMSU worked on this grant with myself and Dr. Chavez. The name of the grant is Integrating Mathematics into the Introductory Biology Curriculum, a First Step. And again, this is an NSF CHOOSE grant. The purpose of this grant is to increase students' mathematical literacy, showing them the relevance of math and biology. As a math instructor, my students always ask me, why do I need to learn this? What's the point of this? And in all of my classes, I do try to tell them examples of how all of my topics are related to some sort of real-world topic. But for the course that I'm teaching integrated with my biology, almost all lessons, students will not only see, but they will actually get to practice working on applications in biology. So the purpose of this is for students to do integrating of the two subjects to promote interdisciplinary thinking, and also to hopefully decrease their math anxiety. Students who understand the concepts a little bit better, who see the relevance in it, maybe don't fear it so much, and the hope is that they'll do better in our classes. So just more specifically, what we're doing here at El Paso Community College, I have a learning community set up that I'm teaching right now. It combines Math 1314 pre-calculus with a Biology 1406, which is an intro to biology for science majors. We're teaching it as a learning community. We have a TA that sits in both of these classes. So the TA goes to my math class, she goes to the biology class, and she's in the labs that we hold as well. So the students see her all of the time. Like I said, we're currently teaching our first integrated course this semester. I have my math course. My partner, Dr. Chavez, has her biology course. I do my best to integrate the two, but most of the integration happens during their biology lab. I go to their lab, and basically we have integrated math into all of their labs in biology, so there's some sort of math assignment or math integration that goes along with practically all of their biology lessons. So more specifically, here are the biology topics that we have integrated with the math topics. I wanted to show you this too. Myself and Dr. Chavez created a manual for our students. We basically took all their biology topics, and we took my weekly math topics, and we just found assignments that linked them, and it's amazing how great the math and biology go together. I didn't add new topics, or we didn't change anything around, we just fit them together. So I have some examples here. For example, week 3 is the microscope, and that goes really well with transformations of functions. For the microscope, you have an image. You have to move it left or right, reflect it, shift it up or down. That's exactly what we do with functions in math. We transform them, so that goes really well. When we have Lab 5 pH in biology, there's an equation used to calculate pH. Logarithmic equation goes really well with my math topic. So you can see how we set up the course. The topics that are integrated, and again, we basically give them assignments that bring the two together. So I have some samples of our labs. I can't show you all of the labs that we worked on, but I do have examples that I just wanted to briefly show. This is our manual that I have here, and I just picked a few labs just so that people can see an example of what we're working on here. So for example, lab 4, the science topic is the cell. So in our little manual, we give some explanation of what the cell is, types of cells. You can see those examples, those readings from the cell, and then I bring in the math topic. A cell is like a circle, and that week in math we do equations of circles. So we take examples of cell swarms. I superimpose a Cartesian coordinate system. So my students are measuring the cells using math formulas. And then they answer questions about the cells and about the circle. I don't have time to go through all the labs, but one other lab that I really liked was our genetics lab, week 12. The topic in biology that week is DNA and genetics. So we have an example of a DNA sequencing pattern here. It's put into a matrix, which is the math topic for that week. So we'll discuss this in the biology class. We discuss matrices in math class. And in lab, they get to see how the DNA data becomes a matrix, a math example. So then they answer questions. Number 2 is that the first one is a math question, identify the entry D24. And then they answer a science question, which base pair coincides with this value. They have to create another matrix. They're answering math and science questions at the bottom. Translate the codon to their respective amino acids. So it's just another example of a lesson there for the math and science integration. So I have a couple of pictures just to show you. These are examples of the semester students that are in my learning community class. Here they're doing measuring. It's a measurement lab, but that week the lesson in my class was slope. So they're also measuring the slope of our cactus mound on campus. Here's examples, pictures of myself and Dr. Chavez in biology class, where we are both together and we teach our students together. The top picture is me in the biology lab. And at the bottom you can see how Dr. Chavez and I work together in the lab to explain these topics together. So how are we taking data, collecting data? We're testing students' achievement, anxiety levels, and their perceptions of math and biology in the learning community and in our control groups. They have to take surveys at the beginning of the semester. We will give them surveys at the end of the semester and compare their anxiety levels, how they felt about math and science, and then of course look at their grades in the integrated class versus the control class. I did mention this was a grant that we were working on with NMSU. At the end of the semester, we were going to compare our results with what they're doing at NMSU to see the difference between our 2-year institution and their 4-year institution. Research shows that students should do better in the integrated courses, so the semester's not over, but we are expecting that by the end of the semester, students will have a better understanding of the 2 subjects, the meaning, the relevance, the connection of the math and the science. Thus, they will be less anxious by the end of the semester, and hopefully they will do better by seeing these connections and the relevance to the material in both of the courses. And maybe at the end we can get them to stay in the STEM field, major in science, technology, engineering, or math courses. So again, this is my first semester doing this collaboration, but we will be working on this learning community for the next few semesters. So over the summer, we will get together with our NMSU group. Myself and Dr. Chavez will get together and just talk about ways to improve the learning community, what we learned this semester, and get better as the semesters go on, and hopefully get to renew this grant that we have to another level. It was a level 1 grant, and if we do well, we can renew to get another grant later. And that's my project. That's what I'm doing this semester.